It can be annoying when a game that looks interesting is on a platform that you aren't a big fan of, but that makes it that much better when it finally releases on the platform you do like. This is why we are extremely excited to see Kena Bridge of Spirits finally released on Steam. It was an Epic Games exclusive for a year, and then it was finally released on Steam back in September of 2022. It was a game that we've been looking forward to, but have held off buying since we knew that it would come to Steam at some point. Yes, waiting might be annoying, but we had plenty of other games to play at the time, so it didn't really bother us. It was definitely worth the wait though, since the game is actually incredible. Yes, it does have some flaws that we will cover in this video, but it is just an all-around fun game. We will go over all the main aspects of the game, and we will also tell you what we liked and didn't like about it. This is our Buy or Pass on Kena Bridge of Spirits. This video is sponsored by Aura. Aura is an identity theft service and fraud protection for your finances, personal info, and family. It's easy to understand, simple to set up, and all in one place. Not many people know this, but every 14 seconds, someone becomes a victim of identity theft, which has cost the US over $56 billion in 2020 alone. Aura gives you a secure password manager, identity theft protection, a VPN, antivirus, and more all in one place. If you use our sponsored link in the description of this video, you will get a free 2-week trial for Aura to test out the services. And if you decide you don't like it, there is no charge to you. Alright, back to the video. The story has you playing as a young girl named Kena, and you have inherited the role of spirit guide from your father. It is your job to go through the world and help the trapped spirits that are there. Story-wise, there really isn't that much to talk about, since getting into the details would technically be spoilers. Along your journey to find out how to stop the corruption, you will find many different spirits that will need help. There are 3 main areas with spirits that you need to help to get to the end of the game, and the areas all look different and introduce a new mechanic that makes traversing each area unique. All the footage that we are showing in this video are the first couple hours of the game, so you don't have to worry about getting spoiled if you're going to play the game for yourself. The story in the game is good, but in our opinion, it isn't the reason you should get it. It just adds an extra bonus to an already great game. Gameplay-wise, this game is incredible. The movement and traversal is top-notch and extremely smooth. Whether you are climbing up a mountain or exploring a large open area, the game never seems to disappoint with both its visuals and exploration. The coolest part of the game is the fact that you can basically explore anywhere you want. Yes, there is a linear feel to it, but once you go through an area, you have free reign to return back and fully explore it. You unlock new mechanics that will help you get past certain obstacles that you didn't even know were there. You do eventually unlock a bow that is probably the most useful tool in the game, and the gameplay change is a very welcome one. The gameplay in Kena is top tier and was definitely a part of the game that the developers worked on the most, and it definitely shows. For optimization, we are going to talk about 2 different devices. The first is PC optimization. This is what most people are going to be playing the game on, so it is the first one we should cover. The game ran amazingly well on PC. Yes, we do have 30 series RTX cards, but from what we hear, most other cards work just as well. The recommended GPU for this game is a GTX 1070, but you can run the game on lower cards than that. Other than a few stutters every once in a while, the game ran amazingly well. The other device we want to mention is the Steam Deck. The game runs very poorly on the Steam Deck, so if you are thinking of buying the game on the deck and playing it, you might want to wait until it is optimized better for it. You can, of course, do the 30 FPS lock and it runs great, but if you want that buttery 60 FPS, then you will need to wait a bit longer. The combat is also a massive part of this game, since that is what you will be doing most in your playthrough. We do have to say that they nailed the combat in this game. Not only is it satisfying, but the new additions to the mechanics later on in the game always keep the combat fresh. Yes, the combat does feel a little repetitive over time, but you can definitely overlook it with how well crafted the mechanics are. You start out with just a stick, then you slowly gain new weapons over time. The abilities that you can upgrade also give you many ways to play. The more options you have, the more fluid everything will feel, since there are multiple ways to proceed in almost every combat situation. The combat in the game is what this game is about, especially if you enjoy playing Souls-likes. The graphic style of the game is incredible. If you look at the cutscenes in this game, you might notice something very familiar about it. The game was actually developed by a team that created movie animations. The game is styled after Pixar and DreamWorks films, and it is a great style that really isn't used much in video games. When the cutscenes start to play, it's almost like you are watching an animated movie, but then you get to play as those characters as well. The world is absolutely stunning, since there are so many different locations to explore. There are snowy mountains, dark forests, massive farming areas, and a lot more to explore. The graphical style alone is one reason to play this game, and is definitely worth at least watching a playthrough. The developers need to be commended for the work they put into the animation. When it comes to replaying the game, it is hit or miss. We only did one playthrough, but there is a New Game Plus mode that allows you to start a new playthrough with all your earned items. You can purchase outfits, hats, and upgrades that will transfer over into NG Plus if you decide to do it. We weren't really interested in replaying it, but there are many people who really like the challenge of a new playthrough. We definitely would say that it is entirely up to you if you do want to replay it, and there are different ways to do so at your own pace. If you want to start a fresh new playthrough, or play NG+, or even just play the game once, it is entirely up to you. Now, is the game actually worth it? Should you buy the game or pass on it? We'd recommend getting this game if you get it on sale. The base asking price for the game is $40, and it is a lot for a game that is less than 10 hours of content. If you replay the game, then it might be worth it, but if you are only going to play the game once, it might not be a great investment to pay the full price. Wait till there is a sale, and it is definitely worth your money. We hope you found this video helpful, and make sure to tell us down in the comments if you purchased the game or not from our review. Make sure to give this video a like if you enjoyed, and also consider subscribing to our channel. We also have a gaming podcast called Cuboltcast, where we talk about the latest and even older games. Also, thanks for Aura for sponsoring this video. All links in the description, and thanks for watching.